Oh, have you heard of passport bros?
What is a passport bro?
Okay, passport bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible and Western women don't want to be wives that they are now going to other countries to find wives.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so
right here, right now, it's the right time, it's the right time, right now. Tell the whole pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne. So guys, we got to talk about this today. We're going to talk about the passport bros, okay? And we actually have some videos of women actually coming to an understanding about the passport bros, being empathetic like they have claimed that they are. So now we're going to listen to what appears to be an older woman, and she is explaining why the passport bros is a good and necessary thing and how it is very beneficial for men. So let's get into it.
Just for the passport bros. I was talking to my mother the other night and I was explaining to her what the movement was about. She had never heard of it. And, you know, after I gave her the explanation of why men are leaving westernized countries to find wives elsewhere, or even love elsewhere, or dating elsewhere, she said, oh my God, you know, I have a friend, her son is doing that very thing and basically having the best time of his life. He is dating the most beautiful, wonderful women that treat him the way women used to treat men.
Wow, so you hear it, okay? It sounds like grandma knows a friend who has a son who is, you know, exploring his options overseas and becoming a passport king. And they are starting to see that this is actually having a real effect on society, and men are withdrawing from Western society, and rightfully so.
He meets their families, and the families absolutely adore him. They shower him in food and cakes and pies, very kind and loving and open to him. Very unlike a lot of situations you find here in the United States. There's one woman in particular that he's more serious about now, and she washes his feet. I know that might sound extreme, but why shouldn't you wash someone's feet that you care about? She does his laundry, she's friendly, fit.
So she washes his feet, does his laundry, family embraces him, cooks, cleans. Look, man, they are out competing over Western women, and a lot of Western women say we don't have to compete, we don't have to compete. There's your competition right there.
And fun, all of that stuff that US women, you know, claim is subservient or demeaning, or you shouldn't do that for a man. I mean, it sounds insane. So my mom was saying that he is just so happy and having such a wonderful time over there. You know, he doesn't want to get married right now, and why should he? You don't have to become a passport bro just to go over and snag a wife.
So you hear what she's saying. What women hate is that not only are passport bros going over there to deal with women overseas, but if they are, you know, living a playboy lifestyle, that is what really, you know, puts the nail in the coffin for Western women. Because if a man is gonna go over there, they want him to sit down with one woman. But like she said, why should you? Once you can expound upon that sexual access, then you have that sexual variety, and now you are in a trifecta, and you know, you're traveling, you got sexual assets, and you have sexual variety. And that is the cheat code for every man. That's pretty much what most men are working for in life, is, you know, to have leisure, to be able to be free, but also to fulfill your personal desires. And that is the reality. Women have been doing it for decades, and now men have figured out how to find their cut of happiness in the world as an individual, and it's making them sick.
Maybe you just want to date for a while and have a positive dating experience before you find the woman of your dreams. So I support this 100%. If I had a son, this is exactly what I would tell him to do. I would encourage him to do some type of profession where it could be done remotely and you can travel anywhere in the world with your computer and make money.
Yeah.
So I think it's wonderful, and I support the Passport Bro movement 100%. And if anyone ever needs a letter of reference, hit me up.
All right, so this next video I have for you is who's this girl? Some girl who's like some famous trad con or whatnot, and she is talking to Ben Shapiro about the Passport Bros, and she's informing him in this, you know, kind of quirky, excited, nerdy way, if you will. But he kind of looks taken aback by her explaining it so giddy, because she is painting it in a positive narrative, and that's a little confusing to men, because when you open, for one, she's a conservative woman, and when you open up a realm for men to actually do what makes them happy in life, and that has become an option for them, they start to think about their own situation. I think that's what happened to Ben Shapiro. She started talking about Passport Bros, and he's like, whoa, I didn't even know this was a thing. Well, da-da-da-da-da. And it's kind of going against his programming, right, if you will, to be the conservative husband, father, all that type of stuff. It's kind of going against his programming when she's explaining it, but it's a woman explaining it versus a man. If it was a man explaining it to him, he would say, oh, you need to grow up. You're a little kid. You're going through a midlife crisis, and you need to put on your big boy pants and start a family, right? But since it's a woman saying this and she has a positive connotation, then he is less defensive about it. But if she had a negative connotation, then he would have doubled down on it right away. So let's watch this clip.
Oh, have you heard of Passport Bros?
What is a passport?
Okay, Passport Bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible, and Western women don't want to be wives, that they are now going to other countries to find wives.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so they're instead of ordering out, instead of using stamps.com.
Yes, and bringing them here, they're
right,
like, we want to get out.
It feels more expensive, but
it is. And so a lot of these men get remote jobs. And so they go there and they live in these countries, and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it. And they're like, you're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to speak English. They can't even read. They're so uneducated. And then the men like film themselves with these women and like show themselves on dates. And the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken and they're so traditional. And they're like, look at these women. Yeah, Passport Bros. Because Western women are so bad.
Did not know about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I'm here.
Interesting. I mean, I did marry a woman from abroad. I mean, she's been in America since she was 12, but still, she's Israeli. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're like a reverse Passport Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she came here and she got citizenship, so. Yeah.
You didn't import her?
I did not import my wife, no.
Make that very clear. Oh, you heard Passport?
All right, guys, so I actually want to break it down line for line because it was very interesting here to see his reaction and her explanation of the Passport Bros. There were some things that she got right, and there are some things that she got wrong, and I'm going to break those down here.
Passport Bros?
What is a passport?
Okay, Passport Bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible, and Western women don't want to be wives, that they are now going to other countries to find wives.
Okay, so that part is correct. Yes, Passport Bros is a movement of men who pretty much have seen the masculinization of the modern woman, the defeminization of modern women, the the feminist programming and all that kind of stuff. Passport Bros have found a way to subvert these tactics that these modern Western women are taking and take their talents overseas in order to find love or find, you know, their passion overseas in a more favorable environment to men.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so they're,
yes.
instead of ordering out, instead of using stamps.com.
Yeah, and bringing them here. They're like, we want to get out.
It feels more expensive.
Okay, but this is not a mail order bride anything. It, like, the guys who are doing the mail order bride, these guys, for one, they 100% are getting finessed. It's no doubt about it. See, passport bros, we already know the game. We know you go over there, you don't bring them over here. Everybody knows that in the passport bros movement. So there is no confusion about the intent of the relationship with these women overseas, unless you're actually going to, you know, take her seriously and cuff it or whatnot. So we already know that we're not bringing these women back to the States, because the States, with the legal system, is the corruption that corrupts the dating market and, you know, essentially gives women the ammunition to take a man down.
But
it is. And so a lot of these men get remote jobs.
Okay, so sorry. I wanted to go back because he said, oh, it's expensive. Actually, it's not, like I spoke about in the last video. Yes, you do need you need a good chunk of change to get down there, but you save up, I mean, 5-10 grand, and you could live off that money for like a year, okay? Damn near, depending on what country you go to. So, and then you can figure out how to find work, how to, you know, solve problems in that country. You could even create a larger business. So by him saying it's expensive, it's really, I mean, okay, it is expensive to get over to the country of your desires, yes, and room and board and whatnot, but once you get down there and you get settled in, it's actually less expensive than living in the States. You can live overseas for $1,000 a month easy. In the States, I mean, if you have a house, if you have a luxury apartment somewhere that's safe, you're not in the hood, then I mean, you're paying over $2 grand a month just on rent and overhead. So it is way more expensive to live in the States, but there are more economic opportunities, as they like to say, which there are. I'm not discounting that, but there are also economic opportunities overseas, like tax benefits that I've broken down in other videos.
And so they go there and they live in these countries, and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it. And they're like, you're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to speak English. They can't even read. They're so uneducated. And then the men like film themselves with these women and like show themselves on dates. And the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken and they're so
yeah, and that is absolutely true. Women in the West are extremely xenophobic when it comes to their competition, and that is women overseas. And the women overseas, they are distinguished, they are educated, and they do have decorum, and they actually have a lot more etiquette than a lot of these modern women over here in the States. So the way that women in the West look down on women in these so-called third world countries is, you know, actually pretty ridiculous, okay? It's actually really ridiculous, and it shows how xenophobic these modern women are when it comes to their competition in procuring a man.
Traditional. They're like, look at these women. Yeah, passport bros, because Western women are so bad.
Did not know about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I'm here.
Interesting. I mean, I did marry a woman from abroad. I mean, she's been in America since she was 12, but still, she's Israeli. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're like a reverse passport bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she came here and she got citizenship, so.
You didn't import her?
I did not import my wife, no.
Make that very clear.
Well, let me know what you guys think about the video. Are you pro passport bros or against it? I myself am pro passport bros, and hey, need to put that thing to work, need to put that thing to usage, man. So you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship questions to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying your tithes, man. Y'all need to be in your more freaking dealing with the BS. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.